Hello, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thank you for joining me. I want to talk to you about Armaf. Over the last few years, Armaf have gained a reputation for creating powerful fragrances that smell very similar to fragrances that perhaps aren't quite as powerful as they used to be. Here are 7 Armaf fragrances everyone should own. I just want to start by getting one thing out of the way. This video is not sponsored by Armaf. I'm not getting paid for this. They've not asked me to do this video. They've gifted me some bottles over the years, but they have no idea until they see it that I'm making this video. I don't even have any affiliate links. I really should do, actually. I'm doing this video because I genuinely think these fragrances are excellent and offer great value for money. Armaf have become very popular over the last few years because their business model seems to be creating more powerful versions of luxury fragrances that have perhaps lost some of their power, character and distinctiveness due to reformulations. So Armaf have swept in, they've plugged the gap, they're giving the people what they want, they're offering stronger, luxury smelling fragrances at a more affordable price. Here are 7 I really enjoy and I think everyone should at least try. First is a fragrance that is refreshing, invigorating and extremely versatile. Club de Nuit Seage. Juicy citruses, blackcurrant, ginger, musks and woods. It's fruity, woody and has tons of projection. The design concept for this bottle is very interesting. I'm not quite sure how Armaf came up with the idea for this design. It's silver, reminiscent of mountain water flowing through mountain streams. It actually bears a striking similarity to Creed's Silver Mountain Water. There are some differences though. The Creed is a little bit smoother and more refined, but what Seage lacks in refinement, it makes up for with its strength. Seage, your scent trail and projection are pretty beefy for a fresher scent. People are definitely going to smell this on you. It's fresh enough to wear in the summer. It's strong enough to wear through the cooler months, winter and autumn. Extremely versatile. You can wear this whenever you like. It's sold in various places for around £30, including Amazon, so really easy for most people to pick up. £30 for 105ml. I think this offers excellent value for money. This fragrance is sweet, rich, creamy and very addictive. Radical Brown. It's a creamy, spicy, sweet, chocolatey tobacco scent with a very nice clean powderiness. This smells like a luxury niche fragrance. It's quite similar to Parfum de Marly's Herod, although I don't think it's a direct copy of that fragrance. I don't even know if Armaf's intention was to copy that fragrance, but it's along those lines just to give you an idea of how it smells. Any fragrance that's addictive for you to wear is going to be equally as addictive for those around you to smell, so you could attract some positive attention with this. Really nicely put together, smooth blend. It just smells quality. You can pick this up for around £30. This would be a great choice for a budget-friendly autumn winter fragrance. Here we have a fresh, aquatic complement magnet. This is Club de Nuit Iconic. Citruses, mint, cool spices, incense, woody notes and a refreshing salty sea accord. You wouldn't know it from the Bleu bottle, but this fragrance is very similar to Chanel's Bleu de Chanel, although after having worn this quite a lot over the summer, I think Iconic leans a little more into this salty sea accord, which kind of works for me. Like a Chanel fragrance, it's smooth, it's high quality. Unlike Bleu de Chanel, I think this one does project and last a little longer. Some people claim weaker performance from the Bleu de Chanel line. I don't think anyone could complain that Iconic has weak performance. It's got really good, strong performance. Because of this, the projection around you is pretty wide, so I think a lot of people are going to smell this fragrance on you. It's likely to attract some positive attention. You can pick this one up for around £40 to £50, not quite as cheap as some of the other Armafs in this video, but this is a newer fragrance. However, at that price for this 105ml bottle, I still think it is great value. If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store, luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands, plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description. Here is one of the most quintessential, sensual date night fragrances. This is Club de Nuit Intense Woman, but it's also for intense men. I get a very luxurious, indulgent chocolate and rose smell with a bit of oud providing some attitude. One of my absolute favourites from the Tom Ford Private Blend is Noir de Noir, another very addictive smelling fragrance marketed to both men and women. Club de Nuit Intense Woman smells very similar. It's got all the same characteristics. I get the chocolates and the rose. It smells like a chocolate Turkish delight. The Tom Ford, however, is £294 for 100ml. The Armaf is £30 for 105ml. Once again, a stunning fragrance for a stunning price. One of the most popular fragrances of recent years for men and women to wear is Baccarat Rouge 540. If you love that fragrance, you are certain to love Club de Nuit Untold. As with Baccarat Rouge, you get a similar combination of fir resin and sweet, fluffy candy floss or cotton candy. It is doing something a little bit different though. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a direct copy of Baccarat Rouge 540. There's something else going on. There's a little edge to it. I don't know if it's a hybrid of Baccarat Rouge and another fragrance. Some people have mentioned AVENTUS, although I've not really seen that widely said. There is something going on. There is a little edge to it compared to Baccarat Rouge. One thing's for sure though, this one has some serious clackers. It's a very powerful, intoxicating scent. Probably going to get noticed, going to get you some positive attention, as with a lot of the Armafs in this video, and that is due to the nuclear performance that it has. One of the newer releases from Armaf, so not as cheap as some of the others. This one is around £60–70 for this 105ml lovely shimmery rainbow bottle. Still much cheaper than other fragrances that may smell a little similar to this, apart from maybe Ariana Grande's Cloud, but you'll have to smell that to make your own decision. This one is probably more powerful because I don't think the Ariana Grande could be quite as powerful as this, but if you think it is, let me know in the comments. Imagine a fragrance that smells of sweet cream and salty sea air. Some of you may be thinking of a very famous Creed fragrance that comes in a golden bottle, but I'm not talking about that because this is an Armaf video. I am in fact talking about Club de Nuit Milestone. Salty, fruity and musky, Milestone is one extremely well put together fragrance. I have absolutely no idea where Armaf got the idea for this fragrance. There are similar smells out there, but with lesser performance. So if you want that sea salty, florally, musky kind of smell, but with really good, long-lasting performance, this. Armaf are definitely not being greedy with this fragrance because you can pick up this 105ml bottle for just £30. If you want a cheap, strong, sexy, oceanic scent, Milestone. Probably the most popular men's niche fragrance of the last decade or so is Creed's AVENTUS. Even people who aren't into fragrances have heard of AVENTUS. In fact, some people even think the brand is called AVENTUS. Armaf's version of the same DNA is Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the parfum version. It's fruity and woody with a cheeky bit of creamy vanilla. A very strong and assertive type of smell. This parfum version is my favourite version because I feel it rounds out the slightly abrasive opening of the EDT. After that opening, the EDT still is very good. It's still a very strong AVENTUS-like fragrance, but for me, the parfum is where it's at. Having said that, as with a few of the Armafs, the opening, even of this parfum version, isn't quite as smooth as its inspiration, but what it loses there, it gains in its strength. The boosted power at the cost of some refinement seems to be what the brand are going for with a lot of their fragrances, but you know what? Most people don't mind that, especially given that these fragrances are so affordable. Speaking of affordable, the cost of this parfum version is around £40 to £50. The EDT is much cheaper, probably more like £30, but if you want that smoother opening, I'd recommend going with the parfum because that price is still really good value. Quite a lot of the time I get friends who come to me that don't necessarily watch my channel and they don't really know much about fragrances. They ask me for recommendations of a good, affordable, strong smelling fragrance that, you know, might get them a few compliments. 90% of the time I'll recommend this because I know they'll be able to afford it, and more often than not they're going to be happy, really happy with the way this smells. Club de Nuit Intense Man has become a classic in its own right because it is that affordable. So many people have worn this fragrance and absolutely love it. Maybe try it if you've never smelled it before. If you've never smelled AVENTUS, give this one a try because if you really enjoy it, then you might get more into fragrances. You might really love that type of smell, and maybe even think about buying Aventus itself. Genuinely, these are 7 stunning, affordable fragrances that most people, I think, should own if they're getting into fragrances, because it will give you an idea, it will give you a good taste, a good flavour of what's out there in the very expensive niche world. Are there any classic Armafs that you love that I've not included in my top 7? I probably don't own them, but if you have some good ones, drop them down there in the comments. I would love to read them. That's it from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do all that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.